Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this new set brush course where we are going to model a dinosaur. I'm going to do a velociraptor, but you can choose any other dinosaur. We are going to download a picture from Google, or if you prefer, we can use an Illustrator picture. The techniques we'll be using are pretty easy, and they will allow us to get the best results. To do so, it's important that you go to Google and get from there the image you want. In this case, I'm going to select one of these pictures. It's important that it's a profile picture, a profile view. Another option could be Godzilla, but that's up to you. The important thing is you have a picture with a dinosaur and it's a profile picture. Guys, you don't need to worry too much about it right now because later on we'll be using Photoshop to work with different perspectives of the dinosaur and see how actually its body structure is. What I've done is a simple search. If you write Jurassic Park Velociraptor on the search engine, you'll see tons of different options. See? In this case, I'm going to use an illustration by Rob Miranda. Here it is. He made this illustration for a video game, I think, but I'm sure that you will find other illustrations by the author on internet, and in case you can't find any, you can choose any other illustrator. So, once we've selected the picture, we are ready to get started. So let's open now Set Brush, and we are going to start inserting a sphere. Uncheck Dynamic Perspective. As you can see, it's a different interface. So, if we go to Preference, then Configuration, and then we'll need to load the interface. I'm going to send you a file, so you just need to look for this file on your computer, and after that, exit the software and open it again. After that, you will see that the interface has changed. Okay guys, let's click now on Draw, then Left-Right, and then Map 1. Then press Import so that we can import the image we saved before. If the floor option is activated, the image will appear directly on the background. This is going to help us to create our model. Obviously, the more images we have, the better will work, but this one is fine for the moment. Okay, now we're going to insert a cube. Okay, that's it. And now we're going to delete the sphere we inserted before. As we are working with ZBrush 8, we'll find this tool in this version. Click on Move, and then you'll see a lot of controllers. If we activate Line Fill, this cube will appear on the screen. By selecting this button, we are going to transform the cube into a polycube. With these controllers, it's easier to add or delete segments. See? In this case, we are going to put a segment in each side, and with this, we are ready to work with the base. Let's activate now the ZModeler brush. As you might know, we can also insert edges. All these are default settings. Also, by right-clicking, you'll see all these options. For now, you only need to know that you can add points and insert edges. So now, make sure that symmetry is set. Also, we can activate it by pressing Y. Perfect. Oops. Sorry guys, I left some edges, so I'll click again Move and delete all the edges. So what we are going to do now is placing the points and inserting edges. One here, for example, another here, and there. Okay. Perfect. Don't obsess too much with edges. We don't need to insert a lot of them because we'll be able to improve this model later. So let's adjust it. Okay, don't forget the tail neither. We can always add an edge if we need it. Okay, guys, great. What else? Okay, let's insert another edge here. Okay. And now the head. Let's add an edge here. Okay, like this. Remember to move and place the points. Right now, it's pretty easy. But don't worry because the difficult stuff is about to come. See, this part over here, for instance, is pretty wide, so we'll find some difficulties when working with it. Okay, I'm sure that you've realized that I'm not working with the paws. It's because we are going to do them later. Right now we are working with the body, and this is the basic shape. The first thing we need to do is to save the file. So go to File and click on Save As. This step is very important just to ensure that we don't lose all the work we've done until now. As I said before, this part over here is quite wide, so click on Move and we are going to narrow it. Make sure that symmetry is on. Okay, and now the difficult part starts. What we are going to do is working with the lateral of the dinosaur and adjust its points manually. Let's create an edge here. If working with the background bothers you, we can turn it off by pressing floor. Guys, now it's time we use our imagination, or in case it doesn't work, we can turn to other pictures of dinosaurs in order to adjust all these points. As you know, we can go to Geometry and click on Dynamic. Then we'll see all the points. By activating Dynamic, the shape is clearer, but we still need to add a lot of points. Well, let's turn it off. Okay, let's start inserting edges. For example, this one. Okay, like that. Great. As you can see, I'm not very careful, but it's the only way to do it. My recommendation is you check constantly the model with the image, just to see that we are creating it as expected. But the result doesn't need to be perfect, because as I was saying, we'll be improving it with the sculpt brushes. The tail is obviously the narrowest part. OK. If we rotate the camera, it's easier to insert the edges. All these edges are going to be narrower. And this of the button as well. As we are working with symmetry on, it's not that difficult. Make sure we are working with symmetry, because it's very important. Guys, don't forget that the higher the number of edges is, the more difficult will be working with the model, so don't obsess with edges. The head also needs to be pretty narrow. OK, let's move these points. Great, how is it going? Now let's activate the dynamic option, which, if you remember, allows us to check the shape. This part over here is where the ribs are, so we'll need to do it a bit sunken. Anyway, don't worry too much about it now. It's just a sketch, and we'll improve it later. Let's activate the floor now to check that all points are adjusted to the image. For example, look at the tail. It's not the same dimensions. OK. In case you need another point, just add it. OK, guys, be careful with this part because it's a bit complicated. OK. As you can see, just one lateral edge is enough. We could also add another one, but it's not necessary. We work with this part using normal brushes. Okay, let's see. Activate dynamic, activate floor, and check the shape. The body is already finished and we are going to start now creating the paws. We only need to make one because we'll be using symmetry afterwards. So insert another cube and click on Move. And then transform it into a polycube. Okay, check that there are no edges. Okay, activate floor. And now we need to move this shape down. Let's see if I can. Okay. We also need to unselect Gizmo. We can move from the new version of Gizmo to the old one by clicking on this button over here. As we did before, we are going to use ZModeler to create the paws. So let's activate symmetry and unselect floor. OK. We just need to keep moving points and adding edges whenever it's necessary, obviously with symmetry on. Make sure that you don't insert an unwanted edge. I need to be very careful with this part over here because it's very small. Okay, we've almost finished this part. Oops, as it happened before, I've inserted here an unwanted edge, so I'm going to delete it. Make sure it doesn't happen to you, so don't forget to check it. Now we're going to select Move, and with the symmetry activated, we are going to make this part narrower. Then unselect symmetry and move the bow a little bit to the right. Okay, let's try to insert another edge here. And now, using the edge we just inserted, we are going to create the sunken areas, like this one. We are going to do this for all this part. As this part is thinner than the rest of the body, we are going to move the points and narrow it. Guys, remember to activate Floor to check that the points are exactly where they should be according to the image we selected. Okay, the bow is done. And now we are going to do exactly the same with the arm. Let's insert another cube. And now we are going to transform it into a polycube as we've been doing until now. Okay, so let's move it here. And we are going to start shaping the arm now. Let's insert and move the points. Guys, make sure that you didn't insert an edge accidentally. So for the bow, we are going to do first the palm and then the fingers, just to make things easier, okay? Okay, let's make this part smaller. And now we are going to insert an edge in the middle. Now we just need to move the arm, the paw, and shift the points. What we are going to do now is put the arm as it was before so that it's easier for us to work with it. Make sure that symmetry is on. Let's select the transparency option, and now we can see the whole arm, which allows us to move and shift the points, like this. These parts are difficult, so don't forget to be careful. Okay, now we are going to move the arm to the right and keep moving the points. Okay guys, we've finished the structure. It's just a sketch, and we are going to improve it and optimize it in the following lessons. So for the moment, we are going to leave it here, and I'm going to explain it in the following lessons, as I said. We need to save it, so go to File and Save As. And see you in lesson 2. Bye!